Bonjour mes amis. Aujourd'hui, la classe sera en français. No, I'm just kidding, guys. We're going to have an English class as always, okay? So don't worry. Today, we have another topic, which is Unit 11, Adverbs with present perfect for and since, okay? So, I believe you have studied this before, maybe since level 18, I believe. So you will see that this is not a difficult topic, but you need to pay attention, right? So let's get started. Okay, the first thing we need to know is that are the adverbs we can use with the present perfect. Okay, so we have the adverbs already, still, and yet. With the present perfect, show how past events relates to the present. Okay, I have some examples here. He has already given a name to the disease, but he has not discovered the cause yet. He still has not found a cure for it. Now we have the explanation. This is the situation right now up to this point in time. Okay, that's the explanation. Remember that they are adverbs because they modify the verb in few words. He has already is modifying the verb has, so you gotta be careful with that. Okay, let's continue. Use already when something happened sooner than expected. Okay, scientists have already given the disease a name. George has already hand in the homework. Okay, I didn't expect it to have it so early, but he already do it. Okay, so that's the use here, sooner than expected. It's only 8 p.m. but they have already gone home. That's another one. And then we have another kind of use for it says use already in affirmative statements and in questions. It usually comes before the past participle. We have an example. Have they already solved the problem? Here, be careful because we have the verb, right, in the past participle form. So you are going to use the adverb just before that verb. Never, ever you will say, have they solved already the problem? That's not okay. So let's continue. Use yet with things that have not happened. It often means you expected something to happen or expect something to happen soon. I have some examples as well. There are many mysterious scientists have not figured out yet. Okay? Carla has not handed in the homework yet. I was expecting for her to do it, but she hasn't done it yet. Okay? So this is an action that hasn't happened and you expected it to happen already. Okay? Use yet in negative statements and in questions. It usually comes at the end of the sentence. I have another example. Have they discovered the cause yet? That's the position of this adverb. So you see it's kind of different from the first one. Have they discovered the cause yet? You won't say have they yet discovered the cause yet? Alright. Okay, so be careful with the position of the adverbs. That's the important thing here. Then we have use still with things that have not happened. It often means you want something to happen, but it has not. Scientists are still looking for an explanation. The teacher is still explaining the present perfect. Okay, that's another example. Use still in negative statements, but avoid it in questions. It usually comes before have or has. I have an example here as well. It is past midnight and she still has not gone home. Okay. So you see that in negative statements, the position changes a little bit. Well, it always goes just before the verb. Okay, so do not complicate your life. You will use never and not ever to mean not at any time or 0 times. They usually come before the past participle. Scientists have never understood the cause. They haven't ever understood the cause. Okay, so be careful because we're going to use never with affirmative statements and ever with negative statements. These sentences have the same meaning. Okay? You can use ever in yes/no questions. Have you ever thought about these mysteries? As the questions I was doing in the Hangout Meet we had, I was asking you, have you ever had a different hairstyle? This is used to ask for experiences, right? Use just, lately, and recently when something happened a short time ago. Just usually comes before the past participle. We have just discovered a new type of fish. Lately usually comes at the end of a sentence. She has been sick lately. So we won't say she lately has been sick, okay? Again, I want you to internalize the position of the adverb. That's the important thing, because I believe you understand the meaning and you understand everything in regards of the adverbs, but focus on the position in the sentence. Recently can go in either position. Scientists have recently studied the issue, or scientists have studied the issue recently. Now we have present perfect with for and since. For and since with the present perfect describe the length of time that an action or state from the past continues into the present. Okay, another example. She has not exercised for more than 30 years. She has not exercised since 1982. The difference within for and since is that for is used to a specific period of time, and when we talk about since we use specific time. A date is a specific time. 30 years is not that specific. It is just a length of time, okay? And we have the uses of for and since. Use the present perfect with for in a period of time. For example, 20 years, 3 days, an hour, a long time, to show the length of time of an action or state. Okay? He has lived here for 20 years. They have studied this problem for a long time. Use the present perfect with since and a point in time in the past, a specific point in time. This can be a year, for example, 2009, last year, May 15, to show when an action or state started. Humans have kept bees since 4000 BCE. BCE means before Christian era, right? We have known about colony collapse disorder since the 1990s. You can also use since before a clause. I have eaten chocolate since I was a child, and always, of course, you can switch the position, right? And you can say, since I was a child, I have eaten chocolate. I believe this word, I don't know if you have practiced the pronunciation of this word, but some people might say chocolate, but that's not actually accurate. You will say chocolate, chocolate, okay? Chocolate. Alright, good. You can use for and since in negative sentences to show when something happened for the last time. We have not gone to the moon since the 1970s. That's a good question, right? Why we haven't reached the moon again? Okay. Do you believe that was a lie, just a theory? Well, that's something to ponder about. The last time we went 3 Sorry, the last time we went there was the 1970s. There has not been an eclipse for 5 years. The last eclipse was 5 years ago. You can ask about periods of time with how long, and this is the important thing here. We're going to use the word how long to ask questions. How long have you lived here? For 4 years. How long have you studied English? How long have you had a pet? How long have you lived in your neighborhood? How long in working in Canada, for example? We don't know. How long has this been a problem? Since the 1980s. Okay, and that was it. All right. This is about adverbs with present perfect. I will upload some practices for you to continue working on that. And again, the important thing here is the position of the adverb. Okay, so try to practice that. So thank you very much for watching. Again, subscribe. That was all. Thank you very much, and we're going to see each other in another class. Okay, good.